Welcome to the 2013 spring semester's first edition of Zips Trivia. Let's go see what students know about their Zips. Through 17 games this season, who is leading the men's basketball team in points per game?
I have no idea.
Gonna go with a shot in the dark and say Zeke.
Akron.
Akron. Akron. That's a good player.
I think that would have to be Zeke Marshall.
Zeke Marshall, you got it. Which team did the men's soccer team beat to become MAC champions?
Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois?
Kent State.
Close.
Oh.
No, actually it's not close. Can you name 3 University of Akron head coaches?
No.
Okay, we're off to a good start here.
Dan Broad is one. He was classmates with my dad when he was going.
Really?
Jerry Smith.
Jerry Smith, coaching the chess club.
Bowden for football, Kest and Frost?
Frost.
Cross.
Close, it's almost there. It rhymes with Frost.
That I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, it's Croft.
Well, I think the first half of our first show went pretty well.
Don't get too ahead of yourself, Parker. We still have to finish strong, like Brian Walsh in the free throw line.
While we talked about the success from our basketball teams, we will now hear a little bit about everything MAC athletics.
From track to swimming, from tennis to basketball, we send it off to Sartaj Ojala for the Zips Drill segment.
Welcome to Zips Drill, where we take a quick look at the MAC standings and see where our Zips rank among the other teams in the conference. I'm Sartaj Ojala. Let's get started. First, we take a look at men's basketball. We find our Zips sitting up top the East with their overall record of 17-4 and with their perfect 8-0 conference record. Ohio is right on their heels in second place in the East. While in the West, Western Michigan holds the top spot. Jumping over to our Lady Zips, we find them currently in second place in the East with their overall record of 14-7, along with their 5-3 conference record. Just above them is Miami of Ohio, and in the West, Central Michigan holds the #1 spot. We will get into more of the MAC standings, but before we do that, our very own Bridget Linton was able to catch up with men's basketball and see the fun side of the team.
We're inside James A. Rhodes Arena as the men's basketball team wraps up their practice. Today, we're going to get a closer look to see what the team's like off the court. Alex, could you give me your best impression of Coach Dambrot?
I can't wait on you no more. He goes, I can't wait on you. He comes up to you and gets in your face. He's like, we can't wait for you. We can't wait for you. Somebody else is going to come in.
It would have to be when somebody does something they shouldn't, he'll hit them with a, can't wait on you, can't wait on you, and it'll scurry off.
Listen, we don't let, when I'm telling LeBron to do something, he doesn't argue with me.
So who would you say is the biggest diva on the team?
Biggest diva, definitely Zeke Marshall.
Biggest diva, I'd probably have to go with Chauncey.
Chauncey Gilliam, for sure.
Who would you say is the best singer on the team?
I have to go with Nick Arney too. He's always singing a new song every week. So
best singer, I think Chauncey used to sing in church, so he thinks he does all the Drake impressions. I just straight stick to rapping.
Arney and DG are the worst. They sit in the front and behind me on the bus, and they are terrible.
Who would you say is the biggest ladies man on the team?
I would have to say Zeke Marshall for sure.
I wouldn't disclose that information.
All the girls love him. He's like, oh, he's so tall, he's so tall. He eats it up.
Biggest ladies man, I'd probably have to go with Brian Walsh. Got the swag, got the smile, real good speaker, turns heads when he walks in the gym.
I'm starting to think Jonas is a little surprisingly getting a lot of attention lately from a lot of people. So don't sleep on Jonas.
Who would you say is the best dancer on the team?
I'm pretty good, for sure. DG, I go DG.
I think Zeke has the best hand motions, and then Chauncey has the best this half of the body and down.
I say Demetrius Treadwell's the best dancer on our team. He's known for his Dougie and his Aunt Sally.
Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 of how good looking you think you are.
12, but from 1 to 10, I would say a 9 on a bad day.
I mean, you got to be self-confident, so I'm going to say 8 or 9.
Let's get right back into what's going on in the MAC by checking out the latest with tennis. Unfortunately, our Zips were unable to get a rhythm going as the Zips fell to Princeton. Our Zips are currently 1-5 for the season. Switching over to who's dominating the field in track, let's see who are our top performers for men's track. We find Sean Barber getting first in the pole vault, while Tyshawn Peoples finishing second in the long jump. Nicholas Banky was also able to land first in the discus throw. Now with women's track, we find Brittany Cheese in third in the indoor pentathlon, while Alexis Cook threw for first in the discus throw, and Kayla Withrow ran her way to first in the 800-meter run. Switching over from the field to the pool, we unfortunately find our Zips come up short as they lost to Bowling Green, 175 to 117. Carla McManara was one of the top performers for the Zips with her first place in 1 meter and 3 meter diving. Recently, the Rubber Bowl has been sold, and last semester, our very own Chris Kuhn covering the beginning of the sale. Let's take a look at what started the negotiations.
This used to be what it was like at the Rubber Bowl. However, now, it's a dilapidated Akron landmark, but there is hope.
For us, it's the driving force to bringing a USFL franchise here.
Sean Mason of Team 1 Marketing Group looks to revive the 72-year-old stadium with pro football, except there's still work to be done.
Basically the demolition side of things, mostly on the inside of the stadium, and getting the locker rooms and concession stand and bathrooms on the inside all taken care of.
The Rubber Bowl hasn't hosted a game or seen a tenant since 2008, and as you can see, this stadium has a lot to be desired.
We're probably looking at, around $7-8 million in renovations here at the stadium to bring it back up.
If there's one thing in favor for Mason, it's that the field isn't in too bad of condition.
We could probably get maybe 3-4 more years out of it. So roughly we probably got about $70,000 in field repair.
With all that Mason and his group have to do, they expect the Rubber Bowl ready by spring of 2014 and the sale of it finalizing in late November. For the ZTV Sports Report, I'm Chris Kuhn.
Let's check where Akron and Kent State stand in the PNC Wagon Wheel Challenge. We find our Zips ahead, leading the Golden Flashes 4-2 so far. We are unfortunately coming near the end of our segment, but we still have enough time to see who performed at their highest level, as well as our freeze frame of the game. The game ball goes to Zeke Marshall for his outstanding performance, putting up 17 points and 12 rebounds against Ohio in the Big Mac Conference matchup. Our freeze frame of the game stars Rachel Tecca against Buffalo with a finger roll to get 2 of her 16 points in the game. That's all the time we have left for Zips Drill, but no need to worry. We will be back next time. We'll be taking a short break, but stay tuned. We still have a special edition of the Coach's Corner, as well as a familiar face talking about sports fans. That and more on the ZTV Sports Report. We'll be right back.